Welcome back to the program. At least 3 people have been killed and more than 20 wounded in an attack on a court in the Libyan city of Misrata. Witnesses say several people in a black vehicle drove into the court complex, with one of them blowing himself up at the gate and 2 others opening fire at random. A military alliance from Misrata that led an operation against the Islamic State in the nearby city of Sirte last year blames the attack on the jihadist group. And another batch of Nigerians have arrived at the country after they were airlifted from Libya with the assistance of the International Organization for Migration. The returnees, numbering about 138, touched down at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos on Tuesday and were received by officials of the National Emergency Management Agency. According to the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of NEMA, Mr. Yakubu Suleiman, the returning Nigerians, comprising 65 women, 64 men, 4 teenagers and 6 infants, returned to the country voluntarily after failed attempts to reach Europe. 4 of the returnees are said to be critically ill and in need of urgent medical attention. A public information officer of NEMA in the Southwest, Mr. Ibrahim Fariloye, joins us now to discuss the migrant issue. Many thanks for your time, Mr. Fariloye. Over the past year, we've seen quite a number of returnees from Libya. Why is this?
Well, good afternoon, viewers. Well, you know, what we have been experiencing, not recent, in some years back, was that many Nigerians try to move out of the country to seek a greener pasture where it does not exist. But of recent, with the problem in Libya along the Sahara Desert and sort of lawlessness that exists there, Nigerians have been having difficulties crossing over. All those who wish to cross over have been having difficulties, and the situation there does not give peaceful resolution of passage. When they want to pass through that place, there are a lot of militants scattered all over the area, and wherever they were able to get, they hold them as hostages.
Well, we've seen most migrants travel to Libya with aims of crossing over to Europe. What sort of challenges do they face on their quests?
Well, one of the major challenges they face is the lack of leadership, political leadership in that place. So there are various armed groups located. What I'm talking about is like when Boko Haram crisis was at the peak. So, but in Libya, they have various militant groups located all over. So whoever they get along that line, they see them as captives who they can use as a ransom, because IOM used to pay some money to pay some of them who have expressed willingness to come out. So it's like a situation where we don't have a central government, and each militant takes control of various areas. So when some of the migrants mistakenly miss their path, they got caught up and they are picked up as captive.
There have been reports of 4 returnees being critically ill, talking about those who returned yesterday. What's the situation with them? Are they being taken care of?
The 4 of them that came, you know, we've been having a series of such critical incidents where some of them had gunshot wounds, and some of them we still have bullets in their bodies. Some may not be able to talk. Like the ones that came yesterday, they have a sort of spinal cord issue among those who came up. Some of them have psycho-related issue, and some of them have trauma that have to be taken to hospital for treatment.
Most of these people left the country, leaving behind everything, you know, hoping for a better life. What services are in place to support these Nigerians to integrate back into the community?
Well, various 3 tiers of government, federal, state, and local governments have been trying a lot, like Edo State government, Osun State government, Kwara State government. They've been trying to come up, collaborate with national agency for the provision of trafficking in persons. Those states have a special task force whereby they have been working towards sensitization and creating awareness. That is on that aspect. But they have been with IOM, that's International Organization for Migration and the federal government, they are already working on those of them that are artisans, because some of them are professionals, the hairdressers, tailors, mansions like building contractors, all of them have been mandated. And some of these returnees that will express willingness to go back to school, there is a program in place for them to facilitate them going back to school. After 3 months, when they have settled down in the community, then facilities will be provided for them to go back to school. And those who want to learn new trade will be provided with enough funds to go back to the new apprenticeship schemes they want to go into.
The Public Information Officer of NEMA in the Southwest, Ibrahim Fariloye, thanks for speaking with us. The insecurity caused by Boko Haram insurgency in northeast Nigeria means that over 57% of schools in Borno, the worst-hit state, remain closed even as the new school year begins. According to the United Nations, almost 1,400 schools have been destroyed, with the majority unable to open because of extensive damage or because they're in areas that remain unsafe.
Children in Nigeria's northeastern region continue to miss out on education as schools are closed owing to the Boko Haram insurgency in the region. According to the UN Children's Agency UNICEF, over 57% of schools remain shut in Borno State, where most of the conflict and resulting crisis have taken place, even though the new school year has started. At a camp for the internally displaced persons in Maiduguri, the children attend lessons in a makeshift classroom in the meantime.
They respond to the teaching, but sometimes they don't want to come to school because sometimes we'll go to their parents' houses to ask them, and even sometimes we call them to come for some meetings, just like Parents Teachers Association meeting. We'll tell them how the importance of coming to school. Then by this, they actually become much better. Yes, the children will come to school and they will learn.
Experts say the lack of schools could continue to fuel Boko Haram or similar movements in the future, as poor education for the restive northeastern youth leave them with few prospects and drive them to join the Islamist insurgency. UNICEF says that more than 2,295 teachers have been killed, at least 19,000 displaced, and almost 1,400 schools destroyed. In the meantime, 10-year-old Fatima Mustafa is determined to continue with her studies. After school, she goes home to share what she has learned with her mother.
I am happy with this school because they are teaching us how to speak English, and I want to be a doctor so that I can work with other doctors to help people.
Thank you. Despite aid agencies' efforts to set up schools for children in the northeast, particularly those displaced by the insurgency, UNICEF says it has only received 3/5 of the total funding it needs for 2017.
I think more rehabilitating schools, more teachers, paying them well is very, very critical. But more than that, we also have to help many of these children overcome terrible trauma. I've just met 8 girls, all of whom were kidnapped by Boko Haram, all of which had been forcibly married. Some of the girls as young as 11 had been raped many times. So school is a way of them getting back to a kind of normal childhood. They all said that their #1 priority was education. And so it helps them overcome their trauma. It also helps them have hope about the future. And for Nigeria, it's investing in the next generation.
According to the United Nations, the Boko Haram insurgency has killed more than 20,000 people since 2009 and has thrown the region into what is believed to be the world's worst humanitarian crisis.
And that's our program today. Thank you for watching. I am Bisi Adebayo.